Hey, and welcome to Teags Lee Talks. I'm Tegan, a wellness enthusiast, conscious creator, and life learner, where we talk all things well-being, spirituality, lifestyle, and mindset. I give you an inside look at my brain, my habits, and the life I live, so together we can live our dream lives. Here we are a community of loving souls wanting to live incredible lives and feel wildly good doing it. Join me every week as I download the next potty of goodness.
Hello and welcome back to the podcast, my lovely souls. Now, if you are new here, welcome. And if you're a regular listener, thank you so much for returning. We have video now, so if you are watching at home on screen, hello. Let's see how this goes. Bear with me while I learn the video side of things. Also, hopefully this is matching what you're seeing. We're going to tackle it together. So on today's podcast, I really wanted to talk all about, firstly, when people meet me, they always say, "You're so happy, you're so smiley, you're so bubbly. How are you always smiling?" And the thing is, I haven't always been like this. And I want to talk about it. I want to talk about my journey. I want to talk about becoming the happiest version of you and how I really did turn my life around, because I really wasn't this happy. And for those that grew up with me, went to school with me, absolutely were a testament and a witness to that, So yeah, I want to talk about that. But first things first, obviously we start with our breath work. Now, what we're going to do is our summer vritti breathing, which is what we do very frequently here. It's something that I teach my clients a lot. So what summer vritti is it's an even breath. And what this does is it's going to balance your nervous system. So it's just going to help you find your equilibrium within you. So we're going to use a count of 4. We breathe in and out through our nostrils, and then we hold at the top and we're going to hold at the bottom. So a count of 4 in, hold at the top for 4, exhale for 4, and hold at the bottom for 4. So all together, we're going to take a nice deep breath in. And a nice exhale out. Deep breath in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, fill the chest, fill the belly. Hold at the top, feel the energy build within you. Then exhale, release it out slowly with control, allowing the body to relax. Hold, feel that inner peace generating. Inhale, fill the chest, fill the belly. Hold at the top. Allow that energy to build. And then exhale. Relax the body even more this time. Shoulders to move away from the ears. Hold at the bottom. Allow that balance to be embodied. And then bring your breathing back to normal. Come and meet us back in the room, wherever you're at. And just notice how you're feeling. Summer vritti is as simple as that. And you can feel the way that you're feeling now with those couple of rounds. So let's get into the podcast. Now, I've got my phone here so I stay on track and don't go, off on little tangents. So let's talk about a little life update as we do, and then we'll go into the intention and then into the topic. So a little life update. What's been going on? Well, not really a lot this week, to be totally honest. I have my Vedic meditation course starting tonight, and I'm so excited. I have wanted to learn Vedic meditation for maybe like 3 years, maybe 4 years. I remember Melissa Ambrosini speaking about it, and then I just kind of investigated. I was kind of looking into it. But with Vedic meditation, if you don't know, you actually just have to learn through a practitioner. You can't just go and do it yourself because you get a mantra. It's a mantra-based meditation. And it's all like, I guess secretive is a way of describing it. So I'm really excited. I get my mantra tonight, and the next 3 days is like a course with a small group of people. And I'm so excited because as a projector and just my personality, I love learning. I literally think that if a week goes past and I haven't learned something, I'm definitely not as lit up as I could be. So I'm very excited about that. And that's kind of just been my week. I've just been doing a bit of work, lots of beach time, which you guys have probably seen over on my Instagram. And if you haven't seen my Instagram, come over, say hi. It's just teagslee.com. It's the word dot, not a dot, .com. It's also my website if you want to see a little bit more. So that's been my week. Zach is home in a week or so, a little bit longer, and we have a trip planned. Super random trip. He messaged me on like a Wednesday, says he wants to go overseas. So then on the Thursday or the Friday, we had flights and everything booked. So I'm really excited for when he comes home. And also another trip coming up, which if you don't already know, but if you do follow me, you know that I do Pacific Island trips where we take students from years 11 and 12 or 13 if you're a New Zealander over to the Pacific Islands, and we do a leadership program with Future Leaders Academy, and we are doing Samoa in July. So I'm really excited for that. I love Samoa. It was my first Pacific Island, and it's so nice there. Like, it's so relaxed. It's very untouched, not a lot of tourists. And they just have really beautiful culture, which is something that I just absolutely adore, and I'm inspired by the Pacific Islands. They really live on the land. They're so community-based, and yeah, they have a lot of faith. And that is generally with religion, but it's just a really beautiful representation of who they are. So that's kind of what's been going on. A fair bit of travel at the moment, which obviously, if you know me, I love. So let's dive into the intention for today. So my intention is coming from something personal, which generally they always do. It's either a lesson I've learned or I'm currently learning. Now, I'm currently learning to put myself out there a little bit more. So that's why we're here on video. So let's do that this week. Let's put ourselves out there a little bit more than what you're currently doing. I am a 4/6 projector, so my opportunities come from the people that I already know. If I want more opportunities, I have to put myself into rooms where I'm the new person. That's what I need to do. So if you're on the sunny coast or in the general vicinity within 4 hours or so of here, and you want to hang out, you have an event, let me know. I would love to come and say hi and get myself in new circles. So that's our intention for the week, is to put ourselves out there, because that is where opportunities come. It's where we meet our friends, and it just feels good, because once we put ourselves outside of our comfort zone and then we do it over and over again, it becomes easier, and just good stuff can come from it. Right, let's dive into today's topic, how to be happier. I had this realization when I left school. So I left school in 2010. Do some maths, you know how old I am. I left school in 2010, and it was 2011, like just after I finished school, that I moved to the West Coast, and I grew up in Victoria and I moved over to Geraldton. Then when I got there, I definitely went through this phase of wild teenager, irresponsible. I just wasn't a great person, to be totally honest. And I'm sorry for everyone that came in contact with me then. But also, we go on our journeys, don't we? So I lived in Geraldton for a little while, like a year or so. Then I moved down to Ravensthorpe, where I actually ended up living for like 3 to 4 years. And I had this realization there that I am the creator. I am the creator of my life, and I can continually just go on other people's lives and build other people's dreams and live the life that was set out for me there and to continue on that pathway. But then I realized, yeah, I'm the creator and this is not who I want to be. And there was this pivotal point where I really wanted to go overseas and my partner at the time just wasn't into it. So I decided to go with some other friends and we did a Kentucky, and it was wild, so wild. And then I moved to Europe and I lived in the Netherlands and I worked as an au pair as a year and loved it. And this is where a really big shift in me happened. I felt so free and so aligned and in control of my life, because I think you go through school and you're told what to do and you're told to ask questions if you can do the thing, and you're always asking for opinions and what other people think. And I just got to like Europe and traveling in this point in my life where I was like, I'm going to stop asking for permission. Like, I don't need permission to move overseas. Like, I was 21 or 22 by then. I was like, I don't need permission. Like, I don't need to call mum and dad and say, hey, can I move to Europe? Or, hey, can I date this guy? Or, hey, what do you reckon about this thing? Like, it just wasn't needed. And I just had that intuition to go and do what I wanted to do. So that's what I did. And it was in Europe where I was surrounded by people that were really aligned and they brought the best out in me and they loved me for me, who was this energetic, wild, bubbly, fun adventure seeker. Whereas when I was at school, I was so dark and bitter and resentful and just like I had the world on my shoulders. I didn't feel like the world, the universe had my back. I felt like it was on my shoulders. So when I was in Europe, I just felt so free, and I started reading books here as well, and that's probably partially thanks to YouTube, partially thanks to my au pair dad gave me some books because I was already on the spiritual realm. For it came out of the womb spiritual. I was inspired and he understood where I was going and was able to put me in the place of a couple of books to help me on my path. I remember reading The Pilgrimage, and this is where I learned about Eckhart Tolle, or Tolle, I'm not sure how to pronounce his surname. You know The Power of Now. I was reading these books and just really coming into the fact that I am the creator. Like, I can actually create my dream life. Like, if I want to live overseas, heck, I'm here. Like, amazing. So that has been my mindset for the last 10, 12, 13, whatever years, when I realized I just don't have to ask permission and I get to do what feels aligned for me. Now, I know that not everyone has had this point, and you also don't have to have this realization point of, this pivotal point. It's probably little sections, and this might be one of them in your turnaround, or to come out of your magic dark or your vortex that you're in, or this mood or this stuck feeling. This just might be a little pivotal point for you. But I wanted to give some things that have really helped me build the life that I'm living and how I've just become a happier person. Because if you had met me when I was 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, I was just so bitter and I just wasn't a great person. So this is how I have become a better person, and I think I'm a great person. So there's that as well. I realized no one was coming to help me. I have to create the life that I want to live. And I was learning about manifestation as well. If you know The Secret, I read the book or I watched something while I was in Europe. So I was learning about manifestation and how you can create these things that you really want to create into your life. The first thing is is read, learn, be inspired, inspire yourself, motivate yourself, and get in the right place. And this could literally just be reading the right book. There's a few books that I would recommend, and if you would like me to write a book list, let me know and I can post it over on my Instagram. Leave a comment actually in the comment section if you want some book recommendations, because I've read so many books. Got a few recommendations for you. So start reading, listening to podcasts, get a coach if you really feel like you are having that calling, and implement what you're reading. Because I think what I did for quite a long time, and I still occasionally catch myself doing it, is I'll read one book and pick up the next one where I haven't even embodied or implemented anything read in the book or the podcast or the YouTube video or the documentary, the course, whatever the learnings that I did. I now make sure I embody whatever's calling me, or maybe there's like a bit of resistance there. I always make sure that I am embodying these things before moving on, because you can listen to 4 podcasts a day, think they're all amazing, and then walk away and you haven't actually implemented anything. So that's tip number 1. Read, learn, discover, and start embodying the parts that you want to embody. You know, I wanted to embody being more optimistic. I didn't want to be such a pessimist anymore. So I just started embodying optimistic. And if someone came into my life and was like, oh, this has happened, I'm like, oh, well, here's the silver lining. Or, you know, it's not all rainbows and butterflies, like it's okay. And I just started becoming this rebound board, or just nothing could come in that was negative, and I would just like shut it out, bounce it back, or just like shed some light on whatever the thing was. So that's tip number 1. Get yourself educated, start learning, start listening, and start embodying the practices that you're learning. The second thing that I would really like to mention is don't compare yourself. Now, this is something that I continually work on. It's not something that I have completely embodied, and I work on it regularly. But as soon as we compare, we put people on a pedestal, and then that automatically puts us into a pit. And you don't want to be in the pit. You don't deserve to be in the pit. When I am in comparison, I always try to remember I am me, and that's my superpower. I am individual. I'm different. I have my special outlooks. I have my experiences, everything that I've been through that makes me me and makes me special. So then that way I'm not in that comparison loop of comparing myself to someone else and whatever they're doing, saying, looking like, whatever the thing is. And I remember I am amazing because I am me. And that can be really easy just to say, like, remember, you know, you are you and that's special. But like, when you really remember that you are you and that is special, that is game changing, because I would always hear it and I'm like, yeah, but like they have this and they have that and she's got this and better that. But that's not the point of things, right? So really come into that embodiment that if you're comparing, you're putting someone on a pedestal and yourself in the pit. What I like to change it to is be inspired. If you are comparing yourself to someone who has more money, go make more money. If you're comparing yourself to someone who has a better body, go to the gym. If you're comparing yourself to someone who's doing something that you want to do, that's showing you that that's something that you want to do. So go do the thing. And this has been such a massive lesson for me, and it's something that I think I'll be teaching others because I've had such a shift through comparison. So don't compare yourself. It makes you feel like crap and the other people feel better than you, and it's just not the case. You are you, and that is special, and try and really come into that, and that will be game changing for you. I think also another thing, and this is in my human design, I can't remember what gate it is, but I have this knowing that life is short. And it's funny because I was taught life is short from a very young age. And I've been speaking to quite a few people since Siggy passed away, my dog, and they are saying things like, oh, I didn't experience death until this age. And I'm so blown away that I'm still meeting people. I'm 33 this year, and I'm still meeting people my age who haven't experienced death. And I'm like, whoa, I have experienced too many deaths, is what I think. So I just had to stop and check. I hope that you can't hear the washing machine. If you can, let's hope it stops soon. So I was taught at a really young age, the age of 9, that life is really short. And I was taught it year after year, not every year, but I've witnessed a death. Well, I've witnessed 2 deaths now. I've been just outside of the room to another death. I've lost friends from freak accidents, suicide, and road accidents. I've lost lots of grandparents and so many people. And this has really instilled in my brain that life is so short. I personally don't know that I'll be alive tomorrow. Isn't that wild when you really think about it? So remember that you might as well do what you want to do. If you want to go live in Europe, go live in Europe. If you want to move to Queensland, move to Queensland. If you want to get a dog, get a dog. If you want to have babies, have babies. Life is so short. Whatever is calling you, go and do it, because that calling within you is in you to be brought out and into your world. So go and do whatever you want, because life is not guaranteed. You don't know how long you have. You also don't know how long other people have. So go and do what you want to do. And I know that can be also quite morbid in the sense of life is short, death is imminent. But I think the more we speak about death, the more we realize that, your life isn't guaranteed and you should really do what you want to do. So there's that. Another thing that has really brought this happiness out in me is taking care of my health. And I think this health journey that I've been through, I have just become happier and happier and happier with every single thing that I implement. Right now I'm kind of optimizing, I've just recently started buying a few other organic things. I'll always buy certain organic things, but now I'm okay, I'm going to buy a few more organic things. I'm also trying to think about the mold in the house, because in Queensland we have stupid amounts of humidity. So I'm kind of at the optimizing stage. I'm definitely not the healthiest, the fittest, the most optimized human being, but I have the foundations there, solid, and now I'm just doing the things to up-level them. And you can do that once you've nailed the foundation. So if I think about my journey, I've always been health conscious, and that's because I've witnessed death so young. But I've always been health conscious, and I've always wanted to take care of my body. It's always been a thing in my entire life. I have forever taken care of my body, but I wasn't always doing the right thing. So if I think about school, I was definitely trying to eat really healthy. But then when alcohol came into the system, game over, a couple of levels down. Definitely. I think most people can relate. Alcohol comes in, and then I started eating things like McDonald's. I don't know, just crap, to be honest. And it wasn't even that often, because I didn't feel good when I ate it. I physically didn't feel good. It would mentally mess me up. I'd still be hungry. I'd feel gross. So I never really ate it a lot, but I was drinking a lot. From that, I've slowly transitioned into not drinking, and now I haven't drank for 5 or 6 years. I always forget the amount of time, but it's been a while. I also don't have coffee anymore. So no caffeine, no energy drinks or anything like that. And I'm a pescatarian, so I don't eat meat, I only eat fish and everything else, just not meat. And I'm now aware of what works for my body and what doesn't. Like, I personally know that meat doesn't work well in my body and mentally for my emotional side. I don't enjoy eating meat. People always ask, what about fish? It's still an animal. It's different to me. I don't care if you try and come at me. I'm so solid in what I eat, and I know I can catch a fish. If you know, you know. And I am learning to be able to, live off the land in that sense, not so much in the rare cow and eat that. I personally can't do that, and it's one of the reasons I can't eat beef. I'm now at this stage where I'm optimizing, and I go to the gym frequently, or I'm running, or I'm walking, or I'm doing yoga or Pilates, whatever the movement is, a hike, surfing. So I have movement nailed, I have my food nailed, and my mindset nailed. And sleep as well is something that I've really optimized, and now I've got things like a sleep mask, and I've got the red light blocking glasses, blue light. This happens every time. I need to actually get the name, but I have glasses that are red. I'm now in this optimizing stage, whereas if you don't have the foundations of your health underway, your happiness is just not going to be there. Number one, if you don't sleep well, you're grumpy for sure. We are all grumpy. You also don't have levels of your leptin and your ghrelin, which is your I feel full and I feel satisfied and I'm hungry hormones. So they're not balanced if we don't sleep well. And yeah, your mood, your hormones are all over the place. So when you don't sleep well, you don't feel well. So happiness is tough when you're tired. Then if you're not eating well, you're not going to feel well, like in your body, but also if you're not eating like high vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, then you're not going to feel like you've got energy to put out there to be happy. So take care of your food and make sure you listen to what suits your body. Like if you want to eat meat, by all means go and eat meat. If you don't do well with gluten, don't eat gluten. If you can't eat dairy, don't eat dairy, or just eat a little bit like me so you can still have ice cream. Get your sleep underway, get your food underway, and get your movement. So movement just naturally increases your dopamine, which is your happy hormone. So if you want to feel happy, move your body. And also we live a really stationary life. We drive to work in our car for 20, 30, 40, an hour every day, sat there, and then we go to work and we sit there for predominantly most of the day. We drive home, then we sit and we have dinner, then we sit in front of the couch and watch TV. It's a lot of sitting. It's very sedentary, which is not how the human being should be living. So make sure you get movement, and you don't have to go to the gym. Obviously, there's so much science around building muscle, bone density, and all these things, but you can just do at-home things. You can just run. You can just do something that moves your body and gets dopamine flowing, so then you can just naturally feel good. And when your body feels good, you feel good. Like no one feels good on Boxing Day, because on Christmas Day we've eaten everything, we haven't moved our body, and we've probably been sat around people that are a bit too negative. We have to change things to make sure we are taking care of ourselves in the best possible way for our happiness. So get your sleep, get your food, get your movement underway, and then obviously we have to get our mind right. So if you don't have those things as a foundation in your life, that's what you can work on. Like, for instance, if you can't get 7 to 9 hours sleep, if you can't get yourself to bed on time and then wake up at your alarm, there's no point in trying like the sleep mask or the red light glasses. Like if you cannot get yourself to bed for 8:30, 9 o'clock because you're on your phone or you're watching TV, what's the point of getting all these other things? Will red light glasses help you? Yes, they're going to help your melatonin produce in your body, so then you're getting tired. But if you don't have the willpower to get yourself to bed on time, what's the point? I mean, you're just going to wear them until 11 o'clock anyway. So get the foundations right. Same as with your food. If you can't eat 3 balanced meals, at least 3 balanced meals a day, you can't even think about trying to supplement with I don't know. I'm trying to think of a superfood. Don't even worry about like cleanses or detoxes or diets or anything like that. Get 3 meals a day and then work from that. Then check if you've got enough protein in each meal. Then add on how much fiber am I getting. Then add on, okay, what carbs are actually going to fuel me for my day. Then you can start thinking about if you want to add celery juice in, or if you want to add ashwagandha into your afternoon, or maybe you want to add in some magnesium. So get your foundations right, then you can start to optimize and get those little bits and pieces in place. Same as your movement. You want to be getting at least 3 movement sessions in a week. The idea is we move for 30 minutes a day, moderate to vigorous intensity, but at least 3 sessions a week of a workout is like minimum. And it's actually also amazing. Like 3 sessions a week is so good. So once you've got your 3 sessions down and you've got that discipline, you've got that consistency of going 3 times a week, then you can start thinking, okay, I've done this for 8 weeks. What can I do better? Right. Can I start to progressively overload? Can I lift a little bit more? Could I get a personal trainer? Could I get a program? Could I do a health coaching call with Tegan? Could I buy some new runners because these ones might not be optimizing my run? So you can go from there. So make sure that you have your foundations. So then your happiness is actually inevitable. Like, you're a human being. You're here to have joy. Full stop. And you're here to transcend any limiting beliefs or karmas that you came to the planet with, and to work on creating this dream life that you want. It's all around joy. We're here to experience joy. So if you are optimizing and taking care of those things, it's actually inevitable. You just have to eat right, move right, sleep well, and then think well. So that's how I have really transformed from being quite pessimistic and dark and negative to being quite bubbly, happy, joyful, and just really content, to be totally honest with you. Another thing that is really important, and this is what I've learned through my life, is you have to be surrounded by people that inspire you and that are positive and passionate, and they have goals and dreams and they're loving. Because if we're surrounded by the opposite, if you're surrounded by negative, pessimistic people who are dark and gloomy and they always see the bad in things and they complain a lot, they are so tough to be around. Even for me, like, I'm very happy, and I've been in certain situations where, I'm not surrounded by the most positive people. Think of mining, right? I was in mining 8 to 9 years, and that is full. If you have been there, you know that is full of people who literally think the world is on their shoulders, and it's so tough to be around. And even for me, for someone so positive, so strong, I've got quite a thick skin, even that is hard for me. For those who don't have a strong mind, that must be really tough. So make sure you're surrounding yourself with people that do light you up, that do inspire you, that support you, love you unconditionally, and truly want the best for you. I think sometimes also, like me included, we think the best in people and we try to see the best in them, but intuitively we know they're actually not so good for us to listen to that. You know, if you can see that someone is quite jealous or rude or narcissist or like blackmailing you, you don't need to be around them. There's so many people in the world that want to be your friend. So go and make some friends who are positive. And if you don't have anyone, you know where my DMs are. Come and say hi to me. I will be your friend, because I know what it's like when you're on this journey. You feel so alone. You're like, why is everyone so negative? But we're not. There are some positive people. So come and hang out with me in my DMs, or come and hang out with me here on the Sunny Coast. So they are the things that I've really worked on. I've stayed in my own lane, and I know that I am an amazing person for who I am and everything that I've experienced. I try so hard not to compare myself, and I remind myself that if I am comparing, it's showing me a direction to go in, something to take care of, or to remind myself how amazing I am. I also take care of my health, my movement, my food, my sleep, my mindset, and I don't let that be a reason for me to not feel good. Like, for example, if I'm not moving my body, I do not go, oh, I don't feel well. I know I'm not moving my body, so I go move my body. Same as food, mindset, and everything. I know it's always me. You're the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. What's that thing? And yeah, to surround myself with people that inspire me, because life is short and there's so many people in the world. Go and spend it with people that you actually enjoy spending your days with. That is everything that has allowed me to be this happy, bubbly person. And let me just add, like, I'm not an extrovert. I know when you meet me, I appear to be an extrovert. I am around the right people, but I recharge alone. Like, I love being alone, and my partner probably would rather me be an extrovert so I can recharge with him and other people, but I'm just not, and I'm okay with that. So know that you can be bubbly and you can be energetic, happy, joyful, and everything around people. You just got to be around the right person. And if you are feeling like this is a bit tough, and like you might be thinking, oh, you're just lucky, or you've put yourself in the right circles, like, I'm not lucky. I have come from the darkest, and I'm now, I'm on the other side for years now. So don't be the excuse. Be the reason and be the creator of living your dream life. No one's here to help. I mean, I'm here to help, technically, but no one is going to like grab you and get you to your dream life. Like, you have to do it yourself. So until next week, enjoy your life, do things that make your heart happy, and shine in your authenticity. Bye.